guys, welcome to episode 7 of the Tech Check. Before we begin, here's a word from our sponsor.
Today's sponsor is Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. It has creation tools that allows you to create and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. Anchor also distributes your podcast for you on multiple platforms such as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can make money with no minimum listenership, and everything is in one place to create a podcast. Download Anchor on the App Store or Play Store, or you can go to anchor.fm to create your podcast today.
All right, guys, welcome back to episode 7 of the Tech Check. Today we'll be talking about automated voice systems and voice controls and different like voice assistants and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess for some of you listeners that don't know what a voice automated system is, it's basic. Like, have you guys ever heard of an Amazon Alexa or Siri? Basically, like you talk into some sort of device and it like responds back to you, and that's kind of like it. It like listens to you and then gives you an answer. And that's a pretty good definition, right, guys?
I would say that's an excellent definition.
Yeah, I would say it's passable as well. All right. So, how does voice automated systems work? Just a little bit of background. It's essentially just speech recognition software, and and whatever you say, the sounds you make is translated into machine language, and that's essentially interpreted by the machine in order to register some sort of message that it will, answer to, and that's how you get your response. And they incorporate machine learning so that over time these voice systems get better as time goes on, the more you use them, so that they become more accurate and understand human language better.
Yeah, I think that was pretty elite on how it works.
I mean, yeah, but we only need basics for this because I feel like what we want to tackle in terms of the importance of automated voice systems is how we're using them right now in the modern world and how they're going to, have an impact on the future. Anyone want to start?
I mean, in terms of gaming, automated voice or not automated voice systems, but more voice systems and voice controls overall, they're starting to be utilized in like new video games. Like one that I can think off the top of my head is Phasmophobia, where basically for anyone who's ever played it, there's a voice recognition or speech recognition option in the game where the ghosts can actually like hear what you're saying and they actually respond to what you say in game. So if you ask the ghost questions, it'll respond back on like if you've played the game with the spirit box, and also like if you use like the Ouija board, it'll also respond to any question you ask inside your microphone. So I think in terms of gaming, it can be utilized a lot more just to make it a lot more immersive.
Kidding me, dude? That's so freaky.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually really cool too how voice
No,
recognition can.
Phasmophobia is like a horror game. And Protham enjoys significantly.
It's very fun.
I mean, I haven't played it personally, but I've heard good things. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's scary. But back to the voice stuff.
yeah. Apart from gaming, I feel like it's also becoming super prevalent in well, I was gonna say daily life and daily appliances, but we already know that with the Amazon Echo, we have Google Home, we have a lot of other stuff like Cortana and stuff like that aren't really used much, but those usually come with Microsoft Edge or OS applications. But what I want to talk about when it comes to voice automated system is actually in cars. I've been noticing that when going to look at cars at dealerships and stuff, voice automated systems and just telling the car what to do is becoming so much more prevalent now and has actually become a significant factor in people buying cars. And I'm not necessarily sure how I feel about that, especially with voice automated systems and cars being extremely non-responsive at times. What are you guys' opinions on that?
I mean, it depends because I think, or I'd imagine they're using voice automated systems just for like answering phones and stuff, or like phone calls and stuff like that, or like skipping a song in your playlist or something. But I mean, I wouldn't really mind if it's that unresponsive, especially now, just because usually on the steering wheel there's usually buttons where you can easily control those, anyways. Just because for some people like want their privacy and don't want their voices always to be tracked, so they might opt for getting a car with just the buttons. I think like every car at this point has the buttons on like the steering wheel. So
Yeah, I mean, one car that I looked at recently um, just had a significant problem in being able to register voices. Like I would say something and it would just respond, "What did you say? Could you please repeat?" And I'm not sure if at that point it's just a nuisance and a sort of a distraction from driving, which obviously isn't safe. So personally, in my opinion, I don't think we should have voice activation in cars as of yet until the technology is better integrated. Um,
yeah, I mean, then
yeah,
again, since cars don't have to fully like utilize voice automated systems to like actually function, because you only need a car to like
exactly.
drive.
It's not the most
So
necessary thing.
yeah, so I feel like even if they do put it in the car, it's really up to the driver themselves or like the user. Like they can just turn it off if they don't want it. I I
Yeah,
I I personally don't feel like they're paying that much more for a voice automated system, just because as of now, it's really not that hard to get one implemented. Just because you just have to download like the language package or whatever I think it's called. At least that's what it's for
yeah,
Windows. But you just download like the package and then it just has like everything in it that you need for an automated voice system. So it's not really too much of a nuisance to put into the car, and it won't really jack up the price that much. So I feel like you can just leave it in, and then the user can just choose whether they want to use it or not.
true. I don't know. I'm just a bit iffy on it until it actually becomes a better integrated technology. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess the biggest point of voice automated control systems is, like I said before, in daily usage, just being able to do daily stuff more conveniently, which, in my opinion, is the selling point of voice automated systems. Without voice automated systems, you can still do everything that you can with them. It's just that it's so much easier being able to tell Alexa to buy something for you on Amazon rather than opening up your phone and searching for it and then buying.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool, but I just don't like the feeling that, you just tell it to buy something, right? And like, what if it buys like a similar product, but not like the one you want, I guess. Say if you say like I want an iPod Touch like sixth generation or something. I don't think the iPod has like different sizes, but like just for the sake of this example, like how would it know what size you want to buy it? Like does it like ask you, I guess, like all the options available?
I mean, I guess personally, for if you're gonna ask a automated voice system to order something, I just, regardless of like whatever example, I wouldn't recommend it, just because like then anyone could really ask like your automated voice system to just buy it, and it just
Pretty
you would just kind of
hard.
lose money that way. But I mean, I just don't think it's logic. I think you're actually spending more time, and it's less convenient telling it to buy something for you, rather than just actually just searching it up and doing it yourself. Just because of the example that I gave, but I do agree that they can be really useful and efficient. Like turn on the lights or set the temperature to this temperature or whatever, turn on the TV and stuff like that. All of these already being like present in our home environment. You can, I think you can connect like a Google Home or Alexa to like your Xbox, and you can have that turn on your Xbox or PS or like PlayStation, stuff like that. I think
Yeah.
stuff like that would be like pretty useful.
Um, I'm not entirely sure, but I think there's like a full step process you have to go through to order things on Amazon because I personally haven't, no, through Alexa because I personally haven't done it. So I think there is a multi-stage process you have to go through to make sure that somebody else doesn't order for you, or you actually know what you're buying, in case just to clear up on that end. But yeah, even aside from shopping, there's a lot of convenience factors that come with having voice automated systems in your house.
Shopping is
Or
huge.
huh?
Shopping is huge. Like honestly, I would say that's probably like number one on my list because I don't know. You guys probably know, but like this past week, I've been like calling GameStop a ton to see if they had any PlayStation 5s in stock.
Yeah.
And every time you call them, there's like a voice automated system. And I don't know, like half the time it wouldn't understand what I'm saying. But I think like if they get that to work and like say if you can actually check the stock of a PS5 rather than having to like have someone actually pick up the phone, I think that saved me a lot of time from calling a bunch of like Game Stops. And I think that could be good, especially now because of the pandemic with other governments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking with voice automated systems. I feel like we're at a point where some companies like Amazon and Google are doing really well with it. But on the other hand, it's not, that technology isn't that far spread out for every every single company, so that it's convenient throughout. Like with your example with facing voice automated systems at GameStop. Um, if you were to have that the voice recognition technology that's in, say, like a Google Home, it actually understands actually better understands what you're trying to say. I feel like then convenience would go way up.
Yeah. I feel like people, because like I know right now, one common example is like Siri, and I've never used Siri like ever. Like I would use it as like a joke. Like when I'm bored, I'll just be like, "Hey Siri, what's the weather?" But like I would never actually use it, to be honest. I don't know about you guys, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't really use Google Assistant or
I
like.
actually use Google Assistant a decent amount.
What do you use it for?
Um, well, personally, like when I'm, I don't know, in the shower or something, my phone's like off to the side on like a window ledge. Someone's like, "Hey Google, how's the weather today?" Or "Hey Google, summer." "Hey Google, open Spotify." It helps.
I think
Um,
Spotify one. That's kind of good.
yeah, because you can open specific playlists and stuff with Spotify. Uh, Additionally, if I can't find my phone, but I know the general area when it's in, I can just say, "Hey Google, what's the time?"
Scream, "Hey Google."
Yeah, just you literally yell, "Hey Google, what's the time?" Even if the phone's shut off,
Well,
and
look, what if you had like okay, so say if you had multiple like Samsungs, right, and you scream. Wait, no, does Samsung use Google? I think they do, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
no one
So
uses Bixby. You're a nerd if you use Bixby.
okay, well,
yeah, nobody uses Bixby.
but like yeah, what if you do scream "Hey Google" and it activates like another phone? Like, does that happen, or is it like think does it
Um,
your voice?
I mean,
I
Samsung has a voice recognition software where you can set it to only respond to your voice. Before they
Yeah,
actually used to use it to so you can just unlock your phone with your voice, but I don't know why they removed that feature, but they still have it for the actual Google Assistant.
yeah, I think they might have got rid of that only because people might have been scared that it wouldn't work, or it might work in the wrong time or something like that. But I guess I can see why they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Um, but more importantly, with the idea of what is it? Yeah, with voice recognition stuff. Yeah, if you like if I were to say "Hey Google" and both Prath and I had our phones out, only my phone would respond because of the voice recognition software. It's not like Prathams would as well. That being said, there are some times where if you try hard enough, will work, and the phone might slip up, and I think that's why they might have gotten rid of the open the phone with "Hey Google" feature. So
How would it detect your voice? Like, let's say if you were in like a party or something, right? And there's like a bunch of noise in the background. Does like if you say "Hey Google," does it actually like work?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
in
it
that
it
situation, I wouldn't imagine you would want to use a voice assistant.
yeah, not like problems. I'm not sure whether you want to use it or not. It's another question. It also depends on how loud the atmosphere is
Hmm.
and all that sort of stuff. Because if there's a lot of voices there, any voice technology system is going to have a trouble, calibrating what is being asked. So
All right. So I guess one popular controversy with voice automated systems is whether they actually record what, well, are they listening to like always what you're saying? What do you guys think about that or on that topic?
Well, I mean, the short answer is yes, because they have to always listen to you to know when you're
Yeah,
speaking to
but
them.
like I
but I feel like listening to you all the time and recording you all the time are two completely different things.
Yeah,
that's the question. Like
Because
yeah.
like Pratham said, they're always going to be listening in order to make sure that in case you say anything, it will, it'll turn on and stuff and respond. But at the same time, I don't think it's recording it and sending your private information to anybody
But
because
know what you're saying, right? Like that, I don't know. To me, that's kind of creepy.
that it's always listening or
Yeah, I mean, like I had an Alexa, and then I mean, I don't use it now, but I just like didn't really like it at all. It just felt weird, just like knowing, because like sometimes it just randomly turn on,
who's
right?
scared of the
Yeah, I know. Like one time it was just randomly turned on in the middle of the night and like woke me up. Like,
FBI?
no, like I'm not kidding. Like I literally woke up in the middle of the night and I was like scared to death.
um. All right, I'm not sure if that's
It's really based on personal comfort if you're comfortable with
yeah.
the voice system or not.
Like
Like
my
I have
family
like
uses Alexa a lot throughout our house.
yeah like I
For we use it for lights. We use it for music occasionally. We use it for basic stuff, recipes sometimes, but not usually. So yeah, like what I'm saying, I think it's based on personal preference and comfortability with, um, these sort of systems in your house.
yeah I mean like I just have like a Google Home on my desk. I mean like I don't really use it that often other than as a speaker or to play Connect 4 with it. But yeah I really don't mind like having a voice assistant listening to me.
Yeah, I believe if you actually go onto YouTube or do look more into it, I'm pretty sure there has been work done to see whether voice automated systems are actually listening or not. Or, I mean, in recording what you're saying and sending it to other people and stuff. And I'm pretty sure most of the answers are no, and they're just listening to make sure that they can actually respond. But I'm not entirely sure, so I would recommend go checking that out or
Yeah.
just looking up some stuff and doing your own research.
Yeah, I mean, if you were someone who just hit yes on like your phone or whatever when you're setting up your Google Home or something, it's probably going to be recording what you're saying because one of the options was like, do you want us to anonymously record and send this information to like Google? I mean, you can hit no, but if you just hit yes for everything, then
They actually asked that question.
yeah, because
Oh,
like, because if like you're fine with it, then it'll just send recordings to
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Google.
if the yeah, at that point you're consenting to it. So
Yeah,
at that point, it's not the system's fault; it's yours.
yeah.
what if they just like hide it in like the terms of service? Like you know how they just have like a giant paragraph, which like
No,
Well,
it's
I
like a
mean,
separate. It's a separate question they ask.
yeah, and even with the terms of service, even if you don't read the whole thing, you are supposed to at least skim through it so you know what you're signing up for.
I just never even look at it. That's just me though.
I mean, I don't think anyone ever looks at it.
I don't even like skim. I just scroll down and click accept.
Yeah,
Like if you click decline, I mean like
it depends. Yeah.
yeah,
If it's something important, then I'll actually like read it or like
Yeah,
skim it.
same.
But
probably so
if
on.
it's like for I don't know some game, then
Yeah, but that's besides the point. Okay, back to actual semi system stuff. Do we got anything else?
Um, I don't have anything. Problem you?
no.
I guess one thing we could consider is how we see voice automated systems coming about into the future because I feel like that's an important topic we should consider.
It's a good topic. I mean, honestly, I don't think voice automated systems will be that important. I mean, like we obviously don't know what's gonna happen to it, but I think it'll just be one of those like pretty cool technologies that like it's cool, but like no one's gonna like use it. I don't know
Yeah,
unless
so like just kind of a gimmick rather than actual for actual usage, or
yeah, that's it.
all right.
What about you, Protham? What do you think?
I mean, it's already pretty legit now, so
Yeah,
I think yes.
Short answer is yes.
Yeah. I mean, like
yeah,
honestly, this the only thing that's gonna improve more is that it's just gonna be integrated more into our daily lives once it's more streamlined. But honestly, it's pretty integrated as of right now. So
yeah. I was gonna say something along the lines of it's already everywhere, so I can't really see it going anywhere. And so at the least, it's gonna have the same amount of prevalence as it does right now, where it's if, where we can control stuff in our houses, or ask our Samsung smart fridge to do something or something. But I personally see it growing even more just because people really like for stuff to be convenient to them. And when voice automation becomes more prevalent, I feel like it's stuff is going to inherently become more convenient in the process. So
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like the convenience, because I feel like the new generation, I'm not sure what it's called, but I feel like the new generation has much less patience than previous generations. So I
that's
think
our generation, Vinay.
wait, are we still like a newborn that's born today? Are we in the same generation as them?
Yep.
No, what?
Generations aren't as small as you think.
Dang. All right. Well, I guess our generation is. I don't think it has much patience. So I think like in the future it could probably grow. As I feel like patience is just gonna reduce a ton. That's just me, but I mean I still don't think it'll be like big or anything. It'll be there. But
Actually, back on the generation thing, we might be transitioning to another one, but I'm not entirely sure.
would yeah
But again, besides the point.
yeah
But yeah, with technology becoming ever present in our everyday lives, I can only really see it becoming, you know, voice automation tech becoming more prevalent.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I got. You guys got anything?
That's all I got.
no, not really.
All right. Well, I guess that's it from us. If you guys have anything to add or comments on what we said or questions or stuff like that, feel free to contact us, whether it be in the comments on YouTube or through social media. But in the end, thank you guys for listening and stay safe and stay tuned for the next one.